Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Tomfoolery edition of Midstate Magazine. I'm Warren Brenniger.
And I am Davita Jackson. In spirit of April Fool's Day, we have decided to have a show all about the art of being a prankster. Warren, are you a prankster?
I'm a prankster. How do you think I get all these nice clothes, the khakis I wear every day? I have a two-way, 2 cell phones, 3 pagers. How do you think I do that, guys?
I don't know. I mean, do you have to do something on the side? What do you do?
We're going to keep it on the hush, okay?
Okay.
I'm a magician by night.
A magician by so you do like street magic like David Blaine? Is that?
I'm better than David Blaine.
Better than David Blaine?
I'm Warren Brenniger.
So what kind of tricks do you do? Because I like tricks. You know, me and my you know, my girlfriends.
Your homegirls?
We my homegirls. We sit and we watch David Blaine street magic. You know, what could you entertain us with, Warren?
I do hand tricks. I read palms. I pull rabbits out of hats. Just the basic things.
Right, so you're like old school magician.
I'm old school magician, not new school, old school.
Right. Do you do any of that getting out of straight jackets and
No, I'm in the pinstripe shoots with the gators on there. But before I give away too many secrets, let's kick it to Charlie and Amy with Midstate News.
Hello and welcome to Midstate News. I'm Amy McGarity.
And I'm Charlie Marlowe. Some Peoria workers may be receiving a pay raise soon. Labor unions and state representatives are lobbying to have minimum wage increased. Currently, minimum wage is set at $5.15 an hour. The bill, if passed, would increase pay to $6.50 an hour. The wage would be adjusted each year to compensate for inflation. Proponents of the bill say a wage hike will help bring families out of poverty and stimulate a lagging economy. Currently, the bill is in the House Labor and Commerce Committee. Springtime means that spring cleaning is right around the corner. Lizzie Hancock went to the Wildlife Prairie Park to learn how to clean up using safe chemicals and everyday products.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Hancock reporting for Midstate News. Have you ever wondered if those household products that you have are hazardous? Well, let's look at some more natural ingredients.
And we did pick each month, basically.
Christina Kiefer, a naturalist at the Forest Park Nature Center, explains how environmental cleaning strategies can help you leave the world a healthier place.
This month we picked spring cleaning just because it kind of meshes with everything that's coming up, and we really wanted to talk about some of the toxic things that are in chemicals, chemicals that are in cleaners, and also look at some of the alternatives to those too.
Rotating through different cleaning stations, I tested each product from all-purpose cleaners to carpet and stain removers using only all-natural products. At Station 2, we found the best all-purpose cleaner was actually a mixture of warm water, baking soda, and vinegar.
No kidding.
When it came time to test carpet and stain removers, a mixture of baking soda and water, or club soda, was most effective. 7th generation non-chlorine bleach found in the Nature Center's gift shop is also an all-natural product found to be as effective as commercial brands. And the results are in. I came across some surprising cleaning aids. Yes, it is true. You can use cola to clean your toilet bowl. Just let it sit for 10 minutes and flush.
Definitely, as far as chemicals go, these are all going to be less non-toxic. They're actually, biodegradable. They're considered to be environmentally friendly. And also, as far as the packaging goes, too, you're going to be looking at things that doesn't have as much packaging, isn't over-processed as much, and hopefully easier to recycle or to reuse the containers too. And I think tonight we tested out the products. I actually learned a lot of stuff too, because some of the things I hadn't tried, but some of them I think are very comparable, if not better, than some of the commercial brands. Coconutty.
Christina believes education and word of mouth is the best way to gain awareness of these environmentally safe and cheap home remedies.
Getting awareness out there and doing programs like this and passing word of mouth, and especially to younger people, I think, to people who are interested in doing things differently and, protecting the environment and just having less of an detrimental effect on things altogether.
So were you as surprised as I was? I thought it was really cool that you could use a bottle of cola to clean your toilet. So the next time you go to the store, you might not be in the cleaning aisle, you might be in the soda aisle. I'm Lizzie Hancock for Midstate News.
Who is going to control Peoria's most valuable piece of real estate? This is the most pressing issue facing the proposed downtown Lakeview Museum. The $60 million museum will be built on the Sears block. Museum officials would like control of the land or have say in what businesses can use the Sears block. Mayor Ransburg hopes the city will retain control of the block for private development. Randsburg would like to leave about 1/3 of the 7-acre block to the museum. Peoria has announced that the downtown YMCA will be closed at the end of May. Members on the board point to constant financial problems as well as competition from the Riverplex as reasons for closing. Many of the members of the Y are extremely disappointed and point to the lack of strong leadership to keep the institution going. The downtown Y will move its operation to the Willow Knolls site at 7000 North Country Club Lane.
Last year it was announced that military personnel and emergency workers should receive the smallpox vaccination. Some 3 months later, the first Illinois healthcare workers are being vaccinated. The Peoria County Health Department had been busy preparing their staff and emergency workers. Vaccinations are scheduled for the next few weeks. The smallpox vaccine is currently unavailable to the general public.
In this week's Oddly Enough, dogs are doing more than just chasing cars these days. A pack of dogs attacked 6 parked cars in Munich, Germany. Around 4:30 in the morning, residents awoke to dogs biting and snapping at their cars. Police found teeth marks on the bodywork and hubcaps. The dogs pulled off mud flaps, license plates, and even bumpers. One man said the dogs chewed the bumper off his wife's car. The damage to his car was over $1,000. Here's Chad Hecht with sports.
Guys, nothing really going on. Sports starting to slow down. Let's just call it the dog days. But baseball's right around the corner. As springtime hits, the Bradley Athletics begin to raise from the frigid temperatures. Leading the way, America's pastime. And this spring, both the baseball and softball teams look to redeem themselves from last year's performances. So far, it's been a rough start for both squads. The baseball team started hot, but has cooled off as of late. The Braves baseball team now begins conference play after returning from Florida. They opened up against Indiana State in Terre Haute, and for the Braves and Coach Dewey Calmer, it was a trip they wished they didn't take. The Sycamores swept the Braves in a 4-game series. Bradley will try to notch a conference win when they take on Evansville on Friday. Now, meanwhile, the softball team sits in the Missouri Valley Conference with a 2-4 record. The women have a schedule full of cancellations, are in the midst of a 2-game losing streak. The softball team hopes to get to the 500 mark when they play a doubleheader with Drake on Saturday. Now to the tennis teams, where we find the men's and women's teams both in full swing. Unfortunately, both of these teams have been struggling as of late, too. Coming off a 5-0 loss to Indiana State, the men look to bounce back when they battle Valparaiso on Saturday. The women look to rebound after back-to-back 7-0 defeats in Florida. Just as the men look for wins, the women search for that hidden W that eludes them. They'll get another shot at one when they play Indiana State on Saturday. Now to the world of professional sports, and a rough night for the Blackhawks and their goalies. Chicago lost to the Islanders 9-2. Steve Passmore gave up 4 goals, and Craig Anderson came in to give up the other 5. The victory marked the first time the Islanders won in Chicago since 1990. Now, opening day for baseball is just around the corner. In fact, the Rangers and Angels open up play on Sunday, but until then, let spring ball continue. The Cardinals beat the Orioles 5-0. Brett Tomko pitched 6 scoreless innings while giving up only 5 hits. The Kansas City Royals knocked off the White Sox 2-1. Chicago led the entire game but gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Brandon Berger had a 2-out single to bring in the winning run for the Royals. And finally, the Cubs beat the Padres 4-2. Moises Alou had a 2-run homer, and pitcher Carlos Zambrano went 3 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. So that's it for sports this week. It seems like we've got a lot of negative news throughout the campus, but I'm sure both baseball and softball teams will pick it up.
It sounds that way. Thanks a lot, Chad.
Thanks, Chad.
I'm Amy McGarity for Midstate News.
And I'm Charlie Marlowe. Back to you, Davita and Warren.
Thanks, guys. You know, I can't put on this facade anymore. We cannot lie to our viewers, our fans who adore us.
I feel bad about it, you know, but
I am really Davita.
this is Davita.
And
I'm Warren.
I know they couldn't tell. It was really hard for them to tell who was who.
We were being deceptive,
Yeah,
and it was wrong.
We tricked them. Yeah, they couldn't tell.
It's the day after April Fool's Day. We shouldn't have pulled something.
We shouldn't have done that.
but
They had too much yesterday. We shouldn't have done that.
We couldn't resist.
But do you know any history about April Fool's Day?
Actually, well, nobody's really certain where April Fool's Day got its start, but it kind of started like the new year was around this time, like a long time ago, and there's 2 groups of people. They were using 2 different calendars.
I have 2 different calendars. I have a Leah calendar and a calendar with cats and
No,
dogs
not
on
like
it.
that.
Not
Not
like
2 different
that?
types of calendars. 2 different calendars, different days.
Oops.
You see, and one group of people were calling the other group of people fools, and So that's kind of how I got started. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing.
Why couldn't it be in May or December or September?
That's
September
a good point.
Fool's Day.
You know, there should be a Fool's Day every month.
Every month for all the pranksters. Like
I think
me
for
and
me
you.
there is a Fool's Day every day.
It's certainly an odd beginning to an odd celebration of Fool's Day. But now let's take it to Josh and Dallas in the Critics Corner.
Hello and welcome to this week's animal-filled edition of Critics Corner. I'm your host, Josh Fletcher, and with me as always is my partner in crime, Dallas. Our first film is Dallas's personal favorite. Our first movie is about a pig, but this is no ordinary pig. He's a sheep pig. Babe the pig, voiced by Christine Cavanaugh, is a young pig trying to find his place to fit in on the farm. Babe has a difficult time trying to fit in, though, his barnyard companions, since he is the only pig. The best way he finds to fit in is by following the example of the only mother figure he has, Fly the sheepdog.
I promise you that. I'll make sure the pig knows it too.
We have the promise.
It is for Babe.
Baram you. Baram you.
Though he wants to be a sheep pig, Babe doesn't want to hurt the sheep like the sheepdogs do. So he befriends an old ewe who helps him to earn the trust of the other sheep. Now all Babe has to do is to prove that he is capable of herding sheep just as well as any sheepdog. Our next film features the voices of Sally Field, Michael J. Fox, and Don Amesh. Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey is a touching story about two dogs and one cat who are in a desperate search for their owners. The Seaver family leaves their pets in the care of a family friend while they are on vacation. The pets do not understand what is happening, though, and they soon realize that their owners are leaving them for more than just a couple of hours. In a panic, Chance the dog decides to escape from the farm and search for his master.
Okay.
Not wanting to be left behind, Sassy the cat and Shadow the dog decide to follow Chance.
I told you, I'm going home.
You can't be serious.
I have to go. Peter might be in trouble.
Oh, well, you look around. We're in trouble. Home's not that way. Can't you smell straight?
Oh, it's out there. I have a sixth sense. You'll have it one day.
Shadow, you're not as young as you used to be.
I'm going home, Sassy, that's all. Now, you two coming or not?
Look, there's no way I'm gonna let an old-timer like you go it alone. I'll be your guard dog.
This isn't a game, pup. If you're coming, you're gonna have to... Hey, kitty. Ooh.
Hey, shake that tail, baby.
I don't believe it. Cat calls.
Nice whiskers, baby.
So, big fella, what are you in for?
Sassy. Sassy!
Keep it down.
I told you to run away.
I never listen to dogs. Where's Chance?
They took him into the back room. I think something awful is happening to him.
Being city pets, the animals have little knowledge of the wild country which they are in. It takes all their animal instincts for an animal to brave the wilds of the mountains. Babe and Homeward Bound are two incredible family-friendly animal movies. Both movies have a good plot and an ending that leaves the audience with a warm spot in their hearts. That's it for this week's edition of Critics Corner. Back to you, Warren and DeVita.
Oh, Dallas has some pretty good picks there, DeVita. I mean, he's a bright dog.
You know, all I have to say is that April Fool's Day was made especially for you, Warren.
Why do you say that?
Because you're a fool.
I'm a fool. Well, if
you're the reason for the season. And I mean, I just couldn't keep it. I couldn't keep it to myself any longer.
If you're implying that I've had my part in my share of April Day's tomfoolery, you'd be right.
So you can't even talk.
I can't even talk on April Fool's Day because I'm a fool. But I remember one time a friend of mine's in a fraternity, and we had another guy who he didn't know call him and say that he was like giving out the secret handshakes and everything, and he just told him that he was going to kick him out of the fraternity, and my friend was really upset. He was freaking out because he thought he was going to get kicked out for giving away all these secret handshakes and all these codes, but we were just fooling him. We let him in on it.
I had people call me a month before April. Have you seen The Ring when they call you and say 7
Yeah.
days? They called me. I'm very naive and scared.
Right.
And they were like, 7 days. I thought it was my friends, but all my friends came in the room at the same time. They were still calling. So I knew it wasn't anyone I knew. So I was scared to death.
Oh. Well, see, now that I've given away some of my tricks, I need to think of some more. Let's kick it to Matt and John in State of the Arts.
I'm not going to really help you. Hi, I'm Jonna Bond.
And I'm Matt Strutzel. Welcome back to State of the Arts after our spring break hiatus, our 1-week break.
It's a little bittersweet being back here. Bitter because, you know, back to school, but it's sweet because we're back here and we got a great musical cast. Brendan.
I had a nice week off, but we had the band Cali Museko in the studio 2 weeks ago before our break.
That's right.
And now we brought him back, one person back for an acoustic by himself.
We decided to bring him back because, you know, he's pretty good. He is virtually self-taught, about 4 lessons with the guitar and singing. Well, I think no lessons singing. And he works with his dad's band. I think it's Guys in Kilts or something, 3 Guys in Kilts or something like that.
Okay. Well,
pretty interesting.
Without any further interruption, it's our pleasure to introduce Brendan Hannigan.
Stay on my side and you won't get hurt. I'm just fooling. I won't leave you burnt, or will I? So comply. But I don't mind. I don't mind. If I could, I would buy you a heart that knew how to pump strong enough for the both of us. But I don't mind. I don't mind. My fair lady, you will grow up soon. My fair lady, you will grow up soon. Tonight I feel like dying, 'cause I've learned of all your lying. What did I do to deserve all the things that you have reserved to tell me? Tonight I feel like dying, 'cause I've learned of all your lying. Don't tell me that you didn't mean all the things that I haven't not seen, alright. I'm just waiting for this night to be through. I'm just waiting for this night to be through.
You know, that was the first time I've heard either of those songs, and I think the first one was excellent, excellent. Both of them were excellent, but I really like that first one. I like it when single people come in and just play a guitar real well.
Me too. Me too.
It's really nice. Yeah. But you know what? We have a community calendar for you here, and what's going on in the town?
Well, Friday and Saturday, April 4th and 5th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, April 6th at 1 p.m., Bradley's dance troupe called Dancy is performing at the Robertson Memorial Fieldhouse on Bradley's campus.
They're really excellent. I've seen them last year. They work real hard at what they do. So if you like dancing, go check it out. But
thinking about trying out for them?
I'm definitely thinking about trying out for them. But anyways, I am John DeBon. This is my buddy Matt, right?
And back to you, Warren and Davita.
Thanks, John and Matt. You know, Warren, I too have been involved in some pranks myself.
No, not my innocent little Davita.
Oh yeah, I've been involved in a lot of pranks.
What have you done on April Fool's Day?
Okay, when I was little,
Okay.
I used to go outside. We had a side door and, you know, front door of the house. I used to go outside the side door, run around and ring the doorbell, and then run back around. Then my mom would open the door, and she wouldn't know who was there, but it was me.
Yeah. Did you? Then did you run and be like, April Fools?
Yeah. Finally, I'd run back, and I'd stand there. I'd be like, April Fools.
It should be like, Davida.
And then I get in trouble.
Oh.
Or sometimes I pretend I was running away, but I just hide in my room. And they couldn't find me.
Wow. Well, I remember one thing I did on April Fool's Day. I used to work at a TV station. I took a video camera and I put it on the ground and I pushed record. And I had one of the cameramen come in and I'm like, I'm sorry, just, you know, it fell over. I don't know what happened. And he was like freaking out, and then I picked it up, I start filming him. He was like,
You're bad.
I'm like, April Fools.
You're really bad. I hope you don't feel too bad about me now that I do
No,
tricks.
you're all right.
You don't feel too bad? And they don't feel too bad, so we're going to do a PSA so we all can recover.
Need a rest.
Scientists have proven that his brain will develop better when you read, sing, and talk to him in full sentences from the day he is born.
What do you want, honey? Story?
Let him bring out the baby in you, but you need to bring out his mind. An early start. Now that's smart.
I can listen. I can cook.
Good. I can coach.
Kids with something to do are less likely to do drugs.
I can drive.
I can paint.
I can dance.
A little of your time can make a lifetime of difference.
I can read.
I can help. You can help. Call toll-free 1-877-KIDS-313 to find out about community drug prevention programs.
I can keep a kid off drugs.
Man, I love those PSAs.
I love them too.
But, you know, those were some pretty good pranks that we were talking about. You know, you're ringing the doorbell and me knocking the camera over. But, you know, some other countries also celebrate April Fool's Day.
Really?
Did you know that in Scotland, April Fool's Day is actually over 2 days?
So they'd be celebrating today?
Yeah, today would actually be April Fool's Day again.
Okay.
But the second day is called Taily Day, and it's devoted completely to pranks about the posterior region.
Ooh, so I'd have a, you know.
Yeah, and you know, it's actually where Kick Me, the Kick Me sign, it's where it got its origin.
Scotland?
Scotland.
Never would have known.
Now
but
you
I
do.
also have some, because this may be useless trivia information for when we're on
Jeopardy.
or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for all those watching. In Mexico, April Fool's Day is actually celebrated on December 28th. And it was originally celebrated to remember the innocent kids slaughtered by King Herod. But now it's become lighter, and they're doing little pranks and little trickery things, like we do in America.
Right, like ringing the doorbell and then running and then telling our mothers that.
That was a good one. I was only like 6. Give me a break.
I guess it's good for a 6-year-old.
Yeah, but you know.
You know, it's amazing what we learn on this show. We learn so much. Let's learn a little bit more with this week's Street Team.
Really taking it to the streets. You've probably been wondering how we put this segment together, or maybe you're just waiting for a better show like Eliminate to come on. But we thought we'd show you how we do this, and we're taking it to a familiar street this time, AJ Street, our producer.
What do you do on Street Team?
I am the cameraman for Street Team. It's my job to make sure that I capture the special moments that occur, and I do that with my trusty camera here. That's my job.
So, Anna, what do you do for Street Team? Well, Anna, I'm the host, and I ask people questions, and I try to get them to look stupid, but sometimes they're really smart, and I just look stupid instead.
What do you do for Street Team?
I'm the editor for Street Team, and what the editor does is I take what Mike shoots for the day, and it's like the dailies for the day, and I'll go and put it into a segment, and that's what you see on TV.
Well, as a producer, a segment producer on Midstate Magazine, I produce Street Team called Taking It to the Streets. I actually came up with the idea to call it Taking It to the Streets. Moreover than that, I actually came up with the idea to call Midstate Magazine Originally, we were going to call it Bob Jacobs Happy Fun Time Hour, but we decided against that basically because it's not an hour-long program. And at the time, Bob was going through his trial. He's been acquitted, but I'm not allowed to talk about that, mainly because of the appeals that are currently going on.
What do you do for street team?
Street team? Oh, I shot that once, but it's total crap. I don't want any responsibility for this.
But Street Team is made all the more interesting with our producer, A.J. Roberts, at the helm.
What's it like working with A.J. Roberts?
AJ is not an intelligent man. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you, he's not. But he's a really nice guy. And, you know, he's dedicated from time to time. And occasionally he'll beat me, but that's all part of the job, I think.
All joking aside, he really is quite abusive. That's why I like to make fun of him. I feel it's warranted. Like he hits Mike sometimes, which, you know, probably because he's a guy. I mean, you can't hit girls, but, you know, I'm waiting for the day he's just gonna, like, throw all his, you know, morals out the window and just start beating the crap out of me.
Well, nothing can be as bad as what AJ thought Street Team originally was.
Oh. It's an honest mistake.
Hey, is anybody getting this? I'm not. Hello?
Well, I hope that was informative for all of you, and at least mildly entertaining. This is Anna Crilly taking it to the streets, but before we go...
What the...
it gets funnier every time. Back to you, Warren and Davida.
I thoroughly enjoyed that segment. it always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Street Team.
It was unique. Unique kids we got.
Laugh. But Warren, I waited until today. I didn't do it April 1st. I waited until today. We leave the building.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm carrying on the tradition. So when you go outside, your tires are kind of slashed. That's so funny. And I kind of called your roommate and told him that you're kind of like a little bit fruity, a little bit gay. Because you know you wear those tight shorts and it's getting really hot outside. He was wondering because he called me.
Oh my gosh.
Because yesterday you had those tight shorts on. They were pink too. And you know how you dress. And so.
You April fooled me on April 2nd.
Yes, I did.
Well, you know all that Jell-O I've been making for the past week?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of all in your bed.
It's all in my bed?
Yeah.
It's all in my bed in my room.
It's all. Actually, it's more on your desk, but I put the rest of it in the bed.
I don't like you at all. I don't like you. Now I'm not mad I didn't slash your tires. I should have threw out the windows
Who
too.
slashes tires on April Fool's Day?
It's a joke.
You're like,
you don't need the tires.
You're like, I toppled your house. April Fool.
You don't need your tires.
No, you're right. I run everywhere.
It's not that bad.
No.
You get new tires. Your roommate just won't bother you as much because now he thinks you're kind of fruity. But join us next week.
Oh my God! Yes. Hopefully, you know, we'll be back. I mean,
with a new better
we
show.
still like each other, so we'll come
we
back.
Still like each other.
I'm
gonna fix the tires.
Back. April Fool's Day. It's all good. Enjoy your week, everybody, and we'll see you next week.